Hey, welcome to István Éger, who I've been working with since January 1 of this year. He recently did London Marathon, ran a PB and 3:14:24, and we're now working on getting him sub 3 by Valencia this year. But what what's a really cool thing that I found out, István uses Engo 2 glasses. And so I wanted to ask him about them because, well, you tell me, how long have you used them? And there they are. How long have you been using them and how are you liking them?
So hi everybody, my name is István and I started using the Engos like 10 weeks before. I ordered them a few weeks before the London Marathon, which was one very important milestone during our journey together with my coach and on our journey to the sub 3. And well, I'm an IT guy and I like all sorts of gadgets. This was the reason how I found Stryd, and then I switched to Stryd Wind, and then I switched to Stryd Duo, and at the moment I have Stryd Duo. And the difficulty I had during the runs that it's not really easy to follow the power prescriptions because the power just fluctuates depending on wind, depending on your speed and so on. As you all know, that's the reason you're listening probably. And I said I need a tool which helps me to have this data instantly there. And I tried many things. I have a Garmin, I have the Garmin Epix Pro 51 millimeter. And they tried to change to real-time power and so on, but still I wasn't really happy with looking on the watch all the time. And then I saw the product of Engo, which is those pair of glasses, and I said, okay, it's really interesting, but it's again a new gadget. It's not really cheap. I need to check if I want to invest or not. And then I said, let's give it a try. And the main reason again was to have real-time power values in front of my eyes. And I was skeptic. I thought that those glasses will be heavy. I thought that they will break easily. And the thing I fear the most is the connectivity. So I like if something works just properly, if you have the good connection and then there are no major issues and it works out of the box. And to be honest, the better and the ugly. So for some parts, I was very happy. I unpacked it basically. I started using it. The first thing you need to do is you need to set it up with the Connect IQ app with your Garmin, and then you need to write a little line. There is a set of fields which you can get displayed. You need to select them on a website, and then you put in the numbers of the fields. So it's not, I would not say it's complicated, but you need to have a little bit of experience with Connect IQ and with a little bit of IT thinking. And then I said, okay, let's sync it to the glasses, and then started the run. And surprisingly, the connection is very stable. So in the past 10 weeks, I had zero issues with connection. So the data is always there. The data is instantly there. And it's even there if you're in London Marathon, for example, where you have many racers around you, and even my headphones failed sometimes with the Garmin connected, but the glasses were working from a connectivity standpoint very good.
Could I interrupt 1 second?
Yes, absolutely.
Your pod is connected to your Garmin watch, and the watch is what's sending the signal to the glasses. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So that was the setup part that you're talking about. You don't have anything special with the pod other than having your native connection with Garmin that you've already set up, your watch.
Yes, and the situation is a bit tricky because the watch the glasses really only display the values you give them in this little line on Connect IQ. You can have 3 fields per page, and you can have in total 4 different pages. And then the way you change between the pages is by swiping. To be honest, that swiping doesn't work really good. So what I do instead, I try to push here in the middle where the sensor is. But this is one of the areas which is not working perfectly. So for example, in London, where I just run with the glasses and then I poured some water on my head, sometimes because of the water, the screens changed. That's not a big problem, because then you press here again, and then you get back the set of fields you would like to see during the particular race. What I did is on screen one, I had for racing the kilometers, and then the average power, and then the instant power, which I'm running at that moment. And then on page 2, I think I had the time passed, and then I had the average power and the real-time pace, and I'm not sure what I had on the third screen. And here is the thing which is really annoying, and I wrote many emails to the Engo support, and partially they already replied. The average power values they use or they display are not accurate at the beginning of a session. That means if you run a marathon, after like 1 kilometer, it's accurate, and then you have the average power displayed correctly, and you also have your own power correctly displayed. But when you start running faster, for example, or when you have an interval of 3 minutes, for the first minute, the average power is off. And when you start accelerating, then the values are faster on your watch than what you see in the glasses. So that's the bad thing. But they are working on it. They try to make it better. They already wrote back to me that somehow with Garmin's data processing, they receive different data than you see on the Stryd data field. But still, it's annoying. You have an interval of 3 minutes. You see 320 watts on your glasses, an average value, and your watch shows you after the first minute 322 or 23 watts. Then it's a difference. On the other hand, and that's the main reason why I think it's still very good for intervals, the real-time power is not that bad, so it's not really off. And you see the minutes. That means when you have a 5 for the training, and it says 3 minutes running, then you see it in front of your eyes. And for example, with a test run where you have these 3 minutes all out, it definitely makes a difference that you know exactly how many seconds are left, and there is no need to look at your watch. You can be fully in your motion. You can really go all out, and you can concentrate on everything because you have the data in front of you. And the data in front of you is again a bit tricky, because the human eye, it's a little bit like the head-up display in a car. But in a car, the head-up display is further from you, so there is not much of a difference in focus. Here with the glasses, it's a very big focus difference. That means when you look at the power values, you are running almost blind. So you don't really see the environment because the focus point is that close to you. I needed like 2 or 3 long runs to get used to this. Right now, when I'm going out with the Engos, I don't even realize this issue because my brain knows short focus, long focus, short focus, long focus. So you need a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. And there, what I feared that it breaks easily, or it's heavy, or it's inconvenient, or the battery is weak, none of those applied. So it's very solid, but it's not bulky. So I could wear it the entire day and it would not be an issue for me. And I got the photochromic version. So as you can see now, it's not really dark, but so you can wear it at night as well. But when the sun starts shining, then it changes to dark. And there is also a non-photochromic version available, a bit cheaper. I would not suggest to buy those because you can't use them at night or during the evening. And at the moment, they also offer for you 1 year of guarantee. If it breaks, for by an accident, you can send it back and they replace it. But well, I think all of the issues with it's not behaving like a glass and so on are just simply not there. So it's easy to wear, it doesn't break and so on. There's one thing which I would change, is the charger itself. So as you can see, the charger has 2 little pins, and then you need to apply it with a magnetic, it's a magnet basically, which you put in here. But the problem is it's a very special charger. So it's not USB-C, it's nothing like, it's a little bit like Stryd. If you forget your Stryd charger at home and you go to a race, then you have an issue. You could have a potential issue. But here, if you forget it, you have an issue, but you can have one more issue if those little pins break. So they could easily break. So for me, the charger is not the best solution, but I'm very cautious with it. So they send you a nice pouch, and you can put it in the pouch, and I even charge it. Even while I charge it, I put it in this pouch, and then I try to make sure that they don't break. So again, like a short summary, it's very good. The software itself needs some refining to get the power values, the average power values displayed correctly. But on the other hand, the connection is very stable, so zero connectivity issues. And again, the only things you got displayed is a given set of fields. You can go to the website of them and you can check it. There are many fields, like you also have running cadency and things like that. You have pace, you have power. So there are many fields available, but that's the only thing you will get displayed. So you won't see if somebody calls you, you won't see if you have an incoming message and so on. That's not the reason to have those. The reason to have those is to see your real time or your average power value without the need of checking your watch. And for me in London, for example, where I had the total distance, it was a great feature. Right? Normally you run a marathon, last 10 kilometers, you are tired and so on. You just simply forget how many kilometers have already passed. On the Stryd data field on my watch, I don't have the total distance because you can only have 5 values displayed there, and the total distance doesn't fit for me because I need more than 5 fields there. So I put it on the watch, and every time I just changed my focus to the glasses, I knew exactly where I am, 38, 38.5, 39 kilometers, and so on. And that was a big mental help to know, okay, you have like 2 kilometers left, 3 kilometers left. For me, it helped a lot.
Yeah.
So that's the long story.
I had just a couple questions, follow up, 3 questions that pop into my head. One, you said you've used them in races, you use them for your higher intensity sessions. Do you use them for easy runs at all?
To be honest, there is no reason to use them. I mean, it's a sunglass, and if you have a total of 7 kilometers, you could track the 7 kilometers, or you can even track the power. But at the end of the day, I mean, an easy run, I just go out and run it and then know where I will run. So there is no need for them. If I would be somewhere out of town and it's a new place, probably. But for an easy run, it's not really required.
Well, I agree. I mean, all running, you tend to, the power calibrates your perceived effort, and perceived effort modulates the power. So easy runs are usually, people know they're easy runs. In fact, you're using your breathing, your conversational effort, so to speak. Yeah. You mentioned that you poured water on your head. There's no problems other than just clearing the water, and then everything is back to.
There are absolutely no problems with that. So it's fully waterproof, and the display is there, and everything is fine. Again, there is this motion sensor which is there to change between screens, and that the screens changed sometimes when I poured water. What I showed is potentially to reduce the number of screens to a total of 1 during a marathon, and then there is no change in screens, because in reality, probably the distance and then the average power and then the instant power would be enough for me for a marathon, and then that could get eliminated, or at least to 2 screens. You can also activate a feature which changes the screens every 10 seconds. So you could say you have 3 different screens, and then every 10 seconds it changes. But then if you are not in the correct 10 seconds, then you need to wait, and it's against, during a race, it's not really convenient. So in the race, you need the easiest solution for everything, even for not needing to check your watch. And that's why I'm using this.
Right. Last question. How long does it hold a charge?
Very good question. I think they say 12 hours, or probably 24. I'm not sure what they are saying. What I realized, long runs, 4 hours or something like this, or 3.5 hours, took me like 22%. So it's very easy to run a full marathon with them. with 20% of battery usage. So its battery should not be an issue. I mean, for very long ultras, probably could be, but besides very long ultras, it should not be an issue for anyone. So up to 100K, I think.
You definitely want to take the charger with you, put it on your packing list when you're traveling to a marathon. You have your list of Stryd charger.
I'm always putting it here, yes. There is a little bag, and I'm always putting it back because I know there will be the time where I forget this and nobody will have an Engo charger in town.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing that with me and us, because I think it sounds like a great option, particularly, the head up, eyes up sort of concept. And, it sounds like there's only a few things that need to be tweaked with this device going forward. So that's good. Thank you.
Happy to share. Happy to share.
All righty. All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.